Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mansa, and in today's video it's going to be a simple pineapple juice cake using a box cake mix. Very simple, very easy, and you can whip it out on that last minute for your family or your guests. So let's get into the video. Okay, so we're going to start off with our dry ingredients. I am using today a Duncan Hines Perfectly Moist Classic Yellow Cake Mix. If you have the pineapple cake mix, go ahead and use it. It was just intensify that, but I'm trying to give you guys options so you can still enjoy a good pineapple cake mix with just the yellow cake mix. I'm going to go ahead and run it through my sifter. And to that, I will be adding 3.4 ounce pack of instant vanilla pudding mix. That was a big box, so I measured out 3.4 ounces, and I'm just going to sift it together with the the cake mix. This just helps to aerate our dry ingredients and just incorporate everything perfectly. So those are our dry ingredients. Super simple. We're going to put that on the side, and in another bowl we're going to start with our wet ingredients. The back of the box requests for 3 eggs, and I like to add an additional egg because I'm adding all those extra stuff. So here are 4 eggs at room temperature. I am going in with my whisk just to break it up and make the mixing process easier. The recipe on the back of the box requests for half a cup of a vegetable oil, which I'm going to be using because it keeps this cake super moist. So I'm adding in half a cup of vegetable oil. But to that, I'm going to be adding 4 tablespoons, which is half of a stick of unsalted butter. And you guys know I love my Kerrygold butter. And of course, star of the show, instead of water, we're using today pineapple juice. This is the brand that I use. I get it from Sam's. I think most grocery stores carry it as well. I'm going to be adding 1 cup of pineapple juice in place of the water. And to that, I am adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And to bump it up, I am also adding half a teaspoon of rum extract. Now, this is optional, but I do love the flavor that it brings. You do not need a whole lot. And these are our wet ingredients. Now it is time to combine them. And I am using a hand mixer. If you don't have a hand mixer, go ahead and just use a whisk. It would just take a little, more energy and a little longer, but it would work perfectly. So I'm going in on low speed for the first 30 seconds, and then I bump it up to medium high. And also don't forget to scrape down the sides of your bowl and beat it on medium high speed for 2 minutes. Now, this is the pan that I'm going to be using today. This is my Nordic Ware Bundt pan. And to that, I'm going to spray it with my pan baking spray, which already contains flour. And this is my prepared pan. I'm going to go ahead and pour in my batter. As you can see, it is nice and it is not so thick, but not too runny at the same time. If this is your first time on this channel, you are absolutely welcome. My name is Mansa, and on this channel, I share a lot of hacks like these as well as many more. So you know how we drop it over here. We're gonna pop it, drop it, release all them extra air bubbles, and then into the oven it goes. We are baking today at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So my oven is already preheated and it goes. Now, I like to bake for 35 to 40 minutes. I set it at 40 minutes, but at the 35-minute mark, I'm going to go in with a skewer or a toothpick, and when it comes out clean, then it's done. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and make our glaze that we're going to pour over this beautiful cake when it's done. Here I have half a stick of butter, which is 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I am using unsalted butter because the cake mix already contains butter. That's why I like to use unsalted, so that I still get all those flavors without the salt. Okay, now once that butter is nice and melted, I would go in with 1 cup of this is dark brown sugar. Now, if you don't have brown sugar, if you don't have dark brown sugar, you could just go ahead and use light brown sugar. And if you don't have that, just go ahead and use regular white, granulated white sugar. The brown sugar is just going to make the cake look darker, because when you pour it over and it absorbs it, it's going to make it darker. Now, into that, I am adding 3/4 cup of the same pineapple juice, and we're just going to keep stirring. Now, again, if you use regular sugar, your pourable glaze is just going to look lighter, and it That's the only difference. It tastes the same. Now to that 1 cup of brown sugar, I am adding half a cup of regular granulated white sugar. Typically the recipe would ask for 2 cups, but that's just too much for me, considering the fact that the cake is already sweet. You do not need all that sugar. Honestly, you can even go with 1 cup of sugar if you're trying to cut down on that. So yeah, again, all the ingredients will be listed in the description box below. Now, it has been simmering for a while, and look at that. How beautiful. This was just so satisfying to me. So all I did was simmer this on low medium heat for 5 to 8 minutes until it looked like this, and it got thicker. I'm gonna start it up so you guys see what it looks like. It just looks a little thick. As you can see, this is what it looks like, and so satisfying. I was going for about 1 cup of glaze at the end, and that was exactly what I got. So at this point, I have already turned off the stove, and I'm gonna take this and pour it into a safe bowl. I'm using my Pyrex cup, and just pour it in there, and I'm just gonna let it cool down for at least 5 minutes, okay? And just in time, my cake is also out of the oven. This is what it looks like. It is gorgeous. It is absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm also gonna let the cake rest for 5 to 10 minutes as well before I move on to the next step. So over here, my glaze has rested for about 5 minutes. So I'll go ahead and add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract and just stir it up. Also, the cake is ready. So what I did, I poked holes all around the cake with my skewer, which I forgot to record, by the way. This is just to help the cake to absorb all of that good glaze that we made with the pineapple juice. So go ahead and pour that 1 cup of prepared glaze all over the cake. Now, this might seem like a lot, but don't worry, the cake will absolutely absorb everything. I still went ahead with my skewer and poked more holes. That just lets the stuff sink in even faster. And now at this point, don't touch it, just let it sit and cool down and let the cake absorb all of that. So it has been a couple of hours, and my cake came out of the pan hassle-free. As you can see, it was a bit sticky, but I just inverted it and let it sit there. I didn't go hitting on it. I just inverted it and let it sit, and after a few minutes, once I lifted the pan, it came out really gently, and as you can see, it was intact. Of course, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it so you guys can see what we're working with on the inside. And baby, when I tell you it was delish, it was absolutely delish. The crumb is so sticky and so good. It looks darker because we used that brown sugar. But if you don't like the molasses and all of that, you could just use regular white sugar and you would absolutely enjoy it. Can we get into the crumb and the crust? Delightful. This cake right here is so simple, so easy. If you have a pineapple cake mix, you can go ahead and use it. If you don't have that, just go ahead with this yellow cake mix. I love the Duncan Hines yellow cake mix because it's so versatile. You can use it for absolutely any type of recipe. You could tweak it to anything you like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until I catch y'all in the next one, stay safe. I love you all. Bye.